Listen, darling, I'm sick and tired of you asking me the same question every single day. What are we this? What are we that? We've only been talking for like 4 years. I'm sick of this. You know what? I'm bored of you. I'm done. You turned me off in a bit.
Early in the morning, early in the morning, in the morning, in the morning.
What's going on, people? You already know who it is. It's your boy Cam, Topical Juice, and I'm actually back with a very interesting video today. As you can see by the title, what turns men off during the talking stage? Now, I actually think this video is a great idea. It was suggested to me by Miss Rose. Big up yourself. Come on. I know you wanted that shout out, but the thing is, yeah, a bit of a disclaimer there, people. I don't really know that much about this. Like, I don't really see girls. Like, I don't really talk to girls like that. And obviously, I like the female. Don't worry, I like the female species in that. But as in, like, how do I word this? I just don't really see girls. Like, I just don't. And the reason is for that is because for the whole time I haven't really been ready for a relationship in that sense. So I haven't seen any girls. So what I did is I reached out to the man them. I asked a lot of boys that I could find, and I just asked them what's their turn off in this talking stage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read out some of the turn offs that I've heard. I'm gonna draw on some of the common ones because some of them are the same, but some of them are random, and I'm gonna comment on whether they turn me off as well. But the thing is, I mean, I can talk hypothetically. I can tell you turn-ons and turn-offs, but in terms of experience, I can't really draw on experience, to be honest. So also, like, before I read some of these turn-ons and turn-offs out, like, it's all relative. It's all relative. Actually, for example, me, I will never wife someone who smokes. So any girl that smokes cigarettes, that's just not happening for me. That's like, I just don't like that, basically. Some people don't mind smoking. You understand? Like, simple. It's actually that simple. Some people don't mind long replies. Some people do. Every man is different, ladies. Every man is different. But I'm gonna let you in on some of the things that men be thinking about during that talking stage. So let me whip up the old notes. You get me? Notes, no Rihanna. That's Young Bane. Notes is, nah, I don't even rate notes like that, too. So either way, I don't really know man's songs. Anyway, so I've got a big ass list. I'm gonna go through the common ones first, okay? What are we? The what are we question, I'll be honest, I can agree with this one. I'm not too sure how I feel. I don't really like this one. I don't really like the what are we question. If it's in the talking stage, the what are we, it's a bit too soon, darling. It's a bit too soon, darling. To be fair, I don't really know what the talking stage is. I don't really know how long the talking stage goes on for. I don't know how long until that transitions into seeing, whatever. Man don't know this. Like, even the what are we question is all relative, because what are we, if someone tells me what are we, and it's like, it's been 4 weeks, that's too soon, and that's gonna annoy me, that's gonna turn me off, because that's like a bit too forward. I need my own space. But if someone says what are we, and it's been long enough, or the dynamic of the relationship is going well, and he's setting the right expectations, he's saying the right things, he's showing intention. If you turn around and say what are we after a certain amount of time and he gets turned off, then maybe that's on him, because he's been saying the right things and this, that. So it's, like I say, it's all relative. I'd avoid it for the most part, unless you're sure it is going that way. Because if he's actually telling you, yeah, I do like you, I do want to see you after quarantine, I do want to, whatever, if he's showing intention and you've seen each other, you slept with each other, and then you say, what are we? That's fine. That's fine, because you have to know. But if it's in the talking stage, it's a bit too early, it's a bit, you know, what are we? Big turn off, big red flag, because that, to me, I'm reading that like, ah, damn, like this girl's already looking like at the long term, or she in her mind, she moves too fast. I'm just not into that whole thing. So women that try and rush, again, similar thing. Actually, yeah, go on, we'll talk about that. Women that try and rush, that's a turn off, because, again, it's all relative. Because certain men don't mind rushing. Like certain men, I don't mind it intense as well, to be honest. Like, when it's intense, I quite like that, because I'm quite an intense person, and my love language is like physical contact and quality time. So I don't really mind. But the thing is, it's actually all relative, man. I can't even. I'm gonna talk about it anyway, because it's a general thing. So okay, rushing. You don't really want to rush a male. Males' minds we're just very simple creatures a lot of the time. There's nothing more off-putting than someone that puts pressure on something. So if you've got someone that's like you said, the what are we, the trying to speed things up, or the rushing, they're trying to, you know, this, that and the other, it puts pressure on things. So my opinion would be, let these things happen organically, let them happen naturally. Obviously you can control the narrative as much as you can. If you like someone, control the narrative, don't just sit there and wait, because that leads me on to the next one actually that I want to talk about. But just don't put pressure on anything. The next thing though, game playing. This is mine, I'm not reading this from the list. Game playing, a big turn off for me. Girls that play games. I'm a mature guy now. I'm a big man. I ain't really, like, for me, what I mean by game playing, yeah, and I'm sorry, this is most girls, and this is most boys. Actually, this is most humans. I'm sorry, this is most humans. Like, I take this back. This ain't even about girls. This is about everyone. People that play games intentionally not reply because I didn't reply for an hour or something because I was busy, and you intentionally don't reply for 2 hours. That's toxic behavior in my opinion. Just intentionally trying to one up someone. I'm done with that. I've actually had to cut people off, and people that I've been close to, I've just cut them off. That's not the energy I'm trying to be around. So the whole game playing thing, I'm not about that. If I text you and you're on your phone and you want to reply. I'm not gonna judge you like, oh, you're so keen. But the thing is, other man might though. So that's what I think this whole video is kind of void, because everyone's different. Everyone's actually different. I can't even lie to you. Everyone's different. But I'm gonna keep the video going anyway. Another big one, introducing a man to your family too early. Ain't no man trying to meet someone's family that soon. Again, it comes back down to this putting pressure on things too early. My brethren even told me a story earlier that his boy went on a date with a girl, and the girl didn't tell him that, and when they got there, her parents were there. What kind of in-betweeners ass story arc is this? Like, no good. If you ladies, don't do that. Don't invite a man to dinner and then your parents are there. Like, come on man, do better. So monitoring behavior on social media. Now this one isn't just a talking stage one. This one is a real life one. And to be honest, it is a bit of toxic. It is toxic, very toxic. And there's a big difference here between like checking on your ex, for example, on social media, which I'll be honest, I've been guilty of that, I can't lie, versus actually monitoring the socials, whether you're actually in a talking stage or like in a relationship. Why are you being so nosy, for one? I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm being micromanaged in a sense. Like, I don't really want to be distrusted like that. I'm so glad Instagram got rid of that stupid feature where you could see what people liked. I'm so glad they got rid of that whole monitoring people on social media in the talking stage, like checking who they're following, checking what they've liked, checking this, checking that. Like, they don't owe you anything. You're still getting to know each other, in my opinion. I've actually got a video that I want to do about should you show loyalty during the talking stage. I think that's quite interesting. I'm going to talk about that another time. But so yeah, I'm actually just going to reel off the rest of the ones that I've listed now. These are all relative, to be honest, but I'll still give my commentary on them. But ultimately, to be honest, a lot of these relative ones, like boring chat, nothing in common, I wouldn't get to the talking stage if this person had boring chat or nothing in common. So yeah, but either way, I'm sure these are real life turn-offs for someone in the talking stage anyway. So boring chat is the first one, and if you couldn't guess, the second one, nothing in common. Boring chat is always a turn off. You know, come with some energy. I'm a very energetic person. I'm always trying to bring the energy. I'm always trying to be positive. I want people to match that. Nothing in common, naturally, yeah, cool. Response times, interesting. Now this one's definitely relative, because me personally, I wouldn't want someone personally to take too long to reply to me. Like, too long, like actually hours and hours and hours. Like, if someone's busy, then fine. But if they're actually just like not replying for whatever reason, then I would want to, like, I'd rather talk to the person. Like, but texting, for example, is a big part of my getting to know someone. That's how someone texts, is how, like, I know the text game has to be key in it. Like, that's just the way I am anyway. One of my boys said, oh yeah, what turns me off in the talking stage is if I've checked their pictures again. Right. So what, you don't find them attractive? Okay, no more, fair enough. One of my other boys said mindset, so how she carries herself, e.g. if she's flirty with other guys and stuff, that's a no-go. I appreciate that. Again though, if she's flirty, like, it's only the talking stage, like, she's well within her rights to put eggs in multiple baskets, innit? So all relative, man, all relative. I don't really mind a flirty girl, but as long as she's just loyal and that or whatever, then calm. When gal bring up information that they've heard from someone else, from someone else, from someone else, brother, I have found out facts about me that are brand new to me from complete strangers. People, this is the funny thing about humanity, people just love talking. People love getting involved in people's business. People can do Chinese whispers out of nowhere, like madness. Smoking, yeah, like, I don't like the smoking thing. My boy said A-class drugs like coke, still close with her ex. Ooh, Oh, now that sounds like a topic idea. Would you be happy if your girl is still friends with her ex? Aye, that topic's coming soon. Hold tight for that one. Lack of aspiration. Yep, I agree with that. You know, I want to see some aspiration. That's obviously a human trait that I appreciate in anyone, but you know, these are all relative now, innit? But taking too long to organise doing something interesting, because one of my other boys in the same group chat said he doesn't want to do nothing for weeks and weeks and weeks. But then another boy said taking long to organise, do something. You know what, yeah? Just to round up this video, clearly my mind's torn because, actually it's not torn. It's all relative. What I will say is, women in the audience, don't put pressure on something. Let something happen naturally, let something happen organically. If what turns someone on is gonna turn someone off. What turns someone off is what's gonna turn someone on. You know what my message is for this? Be yourself and trust your gut. That's what I'll say. You know what? Be yourself, trust your gut. Because you could listen to me and say, oh, don't do this, it's gonna turn a man off. But if you don't do it, it might, if you do do it, if you don't do it or whatever, you know what I mean, it could easily turn him on or turn him off. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? So it's all relative, bro. So please hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe if you're new and holler at your damn boy.